everyone. So today, let's talk about achieving your goals faster. Welcome to the weekly Productivity Booster tips and tricks. Here is Elena Varnavska, founder of the Productivity Booster and the unique online wizard for productivity. And today we have a special guest. Please welcome Fabrice Testa.
Oh, hello, Elena. Nice to see you.
Fabrice, could you please introduce yourself? The people are all ears to hear who you are and where you come from.
Yes, thanks for having me here. Really a pleasure. So yes, I'm Fabrice Testa. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a coach, a best-selling author, and I'm also an international speaker. And I have founded or co-founded multiple companies generating nine-figure revenues. And I'm also the creator of the super entrepreneurship model. And I published a book about 1 year ago called Super Entrepreneurship Decoded, which became Amazon #1 bestseller.
Thank you. Thank you. So as you can see, Fabrice Testa is the expert in goal achievement. That's why he is our guest of honor today. And I have the very first question for you, Fabrice.
Yes.
When people are coming to you for coaching, what are the most typical roadblocks that they bring and ask you to help them with?
Yeah, that's a very good question to start. Look, usually what I see is that there are three typical roadblocks when I coach people. First of all, they don't have the right mindset. Because they have some limiting belief, they think that it's impossible to achieve certain goals, or that they are not good or smart enough, or that it's not for them. And so what I try to teach them is that to think I'm possible instead of impossible, and this changed a lot. Then most of entrepreneurs, innovators, game changers that I coach, they have big dreams for sure, but they don't have any concrete plans how to materialize those dreams. And so during my coaching program, the Crazy Method Launchpad, and probably we will have the opportunity to speak a bit more about it later, we work together on a rock solid plan. And we go granular enough to have a detailed roadmap how to achieve their goals. Last but not least, even if they have a plan, most of them do not execute it in the right way. And this is the reason why I coach them to become super achievers, executing flawlessly the plan. And I think this is also very important.
Wow, thank you. These are really the biggest roadblocks, and I can see them quite often, no matter whether these people are entrepreneurs or just employees, on a daily basis. So it's about the vision, it's about how you do things, how you plan properly. So thank you. Thank you for sharing. And
my pleasure.
Here is the next question. Could you please give us 3 tips how people could achieve their goals faster?
Yes. Look, the first tip is to make a retro planning and to define which small steps need to be done in the next 6 months, 3 months, this week to get closer to the long-term and big goals. Because usually we have big goals, but I think it's very important to try to see, okay, what is the small steps that I can take today to be much closer to my big goals? And as I always say, if you do 1% better every day, in 1 year, you will be 4 times better actually, because it's, almost 400 days, so 400%, so it's 4 times better. So do 1% better and you will see a lot of improvement after 1 year. Second tip is to apply the 95-5 rule. What I mean by this is to eliminate the 5% which can really stop or reduce your ability to achieve your goals. So it's better to eliminate very, very fast everything which really is going to not contribute to your big goals. And last but not least, the third tip is to stay consistent. Understand that you have a flywheel and that most of the time is just repeating the process again and again. You need to be persistent and consistent, and you will ultimately achieve your goals.
Wow, thank you for sharing. I'm using a lot the 80 to 20% rule, but this 5%, get rid of it. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you. I'll be
Yes,
applying it.
it's not the same. Of course, you have to work on the 20% of things that produce 80% of results. But when you work on this 20%, try to eliminate the 5% that really can hurt your stuff. So I think it's complementary to the Pareto 2080 that I like also very much.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think we are also getting down to that nitty gritty, like you just change 1% and you improve by 1%. But if you really think long term, then you get this cumulative result. And I think it's also a kind of misconception when people are striving to do big changes, like they are trying to make a huge leap, but that's not working because there were no habits, behind it, and there were no little steps. And this is just about human psychology, that if you do not have the habit and if you didn't train yourself to improve by that 1%, then it's not working. And the people just let it be, and it's not the real transformation. So that was a very, very important input. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Elena.
Yeah, and just one more question. You definitely have a lot of inspirational stories. You have clients who managed to achieve something incredible results, their dream goals, despite any odds. Could you please share with us such a story? Like if you have, I definitely heard a lot.
But I have, of course, several with clients, etc. But what I would like to share as a real inspirational story, because it's one story that inspired me a lot too, is the one of Peter Diamandis. Peter Diamandis, I consider him as my mentor, and I was part of a program where he was mentoring me, and his story is really amazing. He is a serial entrepreneur. He founded XPRIZE, Singularity University, International Space University, many breakthrough companies. And he born in New York from Greek immigrant parents, and his parents were art workers. And Peter was, when he was a kid, he was really passionate about space, but his parents insisted that he become a doctor. So he pursued a medical degree to Harvard, but at the same time he did aeronautical engineering degree at MIT, and he graduated from both. And he was inspired, by Apollo 11, the first steps on the moon, etc. And so he wanted to become a NASA astronaut. But he realized that his chances to become an astronaut were very, very, very small. And of course, he wanted to fly every month, not just, one or twice in his life. And so at the same time, he read a book about Charles Lindbergh's adventure. And he learned that Lindbergh flew from New York to Paris in 1927 to win a prize, actually, a 25,000 USD prize. And so he had the idea, okay, I'm going to launch a 10 million X prize. And this X prize will be for the first person that built and fly a reusable private spaceship. And so it was the beginning of space tourism somehow. The big issue that he had not any money to pay this 10 million prize. And so he pitched to 150 sponsors, and he received 150 no's. Okay, but he continued. He was persistent, etc., because he was convinced that it was a great idea. And in 2002, finally, he found the Ansari family that decided to fund, let's say, the prize. But it took still some years, etc., before to have the first, let's say, spacecraft. And finally, it was Spaceship One, which was co-financed by Paul Allen, co-founder of Microsoft with Bill Gates, that finally won the prize. So in total, it took 12 years, you know. And this is for me a very, let's say, nice story, because I think it's a bit the summary of what we said. First of all, he had a very big goal, but he decided to have a plan, and the plan was to make this X Prize, to materialize this dream. Of course, the X Prize with the first spaceship was just the beginning, because after that, for example, Richard Branson, let's say, took a bit the idea to create Virgin Galactic, etc. So his idea was, okay, how to, let's say, create, let's say, space tourism, and the first step was the 10 million prize. But even for that, he tried to get some small steps to get there. And he was persistent. He was consistent during 12 years. He never gave up. And finally, he made it. And I think for me, it's very inspirational what an entrepreneur is. You know, you have an idea, you have a big dream, you have something where you want to solve a big problem. In this case, is allow, let's say, everyone to go to space, which is a very, very big dream. And you try to find a quite, let's say, innovative or radical idea how to solve this, but you need a plan, and you need also to be consistent and to execute, let's say, at best, and is what he did. So for me, it's a good lesson.
Wow, this story is simply mind-blowing, and he's your mentor. Yeah, a lot of creativity, a lot of consistent actions, and a very good plan, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this also what you are doing in your coaching program?
Yeah. So the coaching program is called the Crazy Method Launchpad. It was launched early this year and is based on the crazy method that I present in my book, Super Entrepreneurship Decoded. So the program is articulated around 12 modules. There is one module available every week. People can start basically the program anytime. And every week there is a live Q&A with me, where people can address, let's say, any issue, etc. We can review also the assignments. To be honest, and it's not because I created the program, but I think the program is just amazing, and there is nothing similar. I put my 30 years of experience as an entrepreneur into the program. I also read a lot, etc. So I put really a lot into the program. There is 100 lessons and assignments, tons of videos, a ton of frameworks, tools, etc. And it's really to help either, let's say, people that have an idea and they want to create, let's say, a company. I think it's a real launch pad to get there. Or for people that have already a company, and I had several participants that already had a company, it allows them really to go to the next level. And I think it's really what people are expecting with this program, is that they can finally reach the next level and finally materialize their breakthrough potential.
Thank you. Thank you, Fabrice. Yes, it's all about achieving your goals. Yes. Faster and easier than ever before. So thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. And just the last question, where can Productivity Booster subscribers find you? Maybe you drop us some information like the website, or I can share some links afterwards just below the video on YouTube.
Yeah, so I have a website, fabricetesta.com. Of course, I'm present also on all social media platforms. And for the course, yeah, I think we will put the link probably in the video, but it's courses, testaleadershipinternational.com, that there will be a specific link for people if they want to get to the program. Yes. So not very complicated to reach me, I think.
And the recent book, The Super Entrepreneurship Decoded, is also available on Amazon, and we'll drop the link too. Yeah, so that the people can have a look and download the book, or maybe buy a physical copy.
Yes,
so
thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been tons of information and a huge inspiration. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with the Productivity Booster tribe. So See you next time. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Elena. It was a pleasure. And yes, all the best. And build the world you love. Thank you. Bye-bye.